All right, Woody, this is a really good one. What is a DAO?
A DAO, pronounced DAO, stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or in plain English, that's a fancy way for saying an organization with no strong centralized leadership. Essentially, the community takes over the lead in a DAO, and so they might vote on initiatives or proposals or the direction of the DAO being a company essentially, but it's run by community members for community members.
And this is such a great conversation that's happening in the Web3 space right now too. It's this centralized versus decentralized. So I think a really easy way to put it in your mind is when we think about more Web2 companies or social media platforms, these are very much centralized organizations, right? There's a group of people running it, they make all the decisions, and everybody else is just a consumer or enjoying this product, right? A decentralized autonomous organization means that all of the decisions made are not just by a single group of people. It's going to be by the holders of the group and those delegated to participate in the voting process. I feel like a lot more broader group of projects and ideas that end up coming out of DAOs because it's a larger group of people voting on what happens as opposed to like a board of representatives.
Yeah, when you have a board of representatives in a company, it can get stale and stagnant and ultimately focused on the wrong things. And with a DAO, I think it's a little bit better because you can have these different pockets of interest. Like you were saying, different people have different ideas. If they're allowed the room and the resources to execute those ideas, then it will benefit the company overall because the overall larger sum is bigger than a small core group of people trying to run the show at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Actually, Vitalik Buterin, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, has quoted this in like one of the most recent papers he did about DAOs. And he talks about the beauty of a DAO is that things like pods will start forming. And so these little pods who may specialize in a niche group or a niche industry are going to be able to function in a lot better way in a decentralized organization because they're not going to have all that overhead, right? They're going to make the decisions based on their own niche, and you're not going to have to go to someone higher up than you or a higher up pod. There wouldn't be one that existed for permission to put out the media or content or product or anything that you were doing. At that point in time, once you became a pod within a DAO, the DAO has now trusted you to disperse funds in that niche group.
Very interesting, still a very young concept, but Nouns and many other projects in the NFT and Web3 space are utilizing the DAO structure. Things seem to be going pretty well, so we'll see what happens.
If you want to learn more about Web3 and the Nouns, be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter at the Noun Square.